It had been exactly 1 minute since Isabella and I broke up, and she had already announced her new relationship with the scholarship kid on her Facebook story. Bella claimed Ryan had depression, and she was just helping him become a ray of sunshine, like me, promising she'd come back to me after he was fixed. Then, Ryan used his phone to text me, a clear declaration of victory. "Thanks for taking care of my girlfriend all this time. Please keep your distance from now on." I laughed, a bitter, angry sound. It took me all of 30 seconds to get my dad to pull his funding. After my father informed the school he was terminating Ryan's scholarship, he immediately called Isabella's father to tell him the deal between our families was off. At the same time, one of Ryan's so-called best friends sent me a video of Bella and Ryan all over each other. In the clip, Bella was wrapped in Ryan's arms, kissing him, while a crowd of their friends cheered them on. "Bella," someone off camera yelled, "aren't you worried about breaking Noah's heart?" Bella pressed her face against Ryan's chest, tracing circles on his shirt. "Please," she scoffed, "he's easy. We grew up together. I know him better than anyone. He's so clueless, always getting straight A's, which means Ryan can't get the academic scholarships. I'm just teaching him a little lesson." A cold sneer spread across my face. So that's what she really thought of me. Bella continued, "Besides, I'm bored with him. He's so old-fashioned, he barely even holds my hand. It's pathetic." She made a disgusted face. The thought of being engaged to him after graduation, tied down for life, makes my skin crawl. Ryan quickly pulled her into a tighter embrace. "I promise I'll keep you satisfied, Bella. Only you." Bella giggled, planting a kiss on his cheek. "That's why I like you. Whoever wants Noah can have him. I'm done." I was fighting back a wave of nausea when a cool, clear voice cut through the noise in the video. "Then I guess he's fair game." It was Anna, the girl who was always tied with me for the top rank in our class. Isabella's face instantly soured. Ryan tightened his grip on her waist. Bella let out a strange, forced laugh. "Go ahead, but he's been obsessed with me for over a decade. He'd do anything for me, and frankly, it's exhausting. He's just some prudish guy saving himself for me." Anna just smiled, a look I couldn't quite decipher. She picked up her designer handbag, the logo making it clear it cost a fortune, and stood up to leave. Her eyes glanced dismissively at Isabella and Ryan tangled together. "Remember what you just said?" Anna said, her voice laced with something that sounded like contempt for Isabella. "Don't come crying when you regret it. I won't be giving him back." Isabella's face paled, the blush from Ryan's affection completely gone. "I told you," Isabella insisted, her voice shaky. "Noah is wrapped around my finger. All I have to do is crook my little finger, and he'll come running back." Ryan frowned, and Isabella quickly added, "But you can have him for a while if you want. He's just a simp. I've got plenty of those." At that, her friends erupted in laughter. "Bella's right, one of them chimed in. "Noah is a total simp. Who else brought a case of water to all our games? Who always jumped to pay the bill at every party? Guys like that are just cheap." The video ended there, with just a glimpse of Anna walking away. My phone buzzed again. A new message from Ryan's friend. "Tough break, man. You should just give up on Bella. For a girl like her, a simp like you is just pathetic. Anna seems into you, though. You're both nerds. You'd probably be perfect for each other." I had a strong suspicion Ryan sent that message himself using his friend's phone. He did things like that, using Bella's phone to send me ambiguous texts to stir up trouble between us, or faking an illness so she'd have to ditch me to take care of him. But none of that mattered anymore. I take advice well. A woman who's been sullied isn't worth keeping. And I had to agree, Anna and I were a perfect match in brains and in background. "Why aren't you replying? You've devastated Noah?" LOL. Actually, I was fine. I was angry, furious even, but then I thought about it. My family is wealthy. Like really wealthy. I don't get to choose who I marry. My options are limited to a handful of daughters from families with a similar net worth. It's a brutal dating pool, especially since I'm not exactly movie star handsome compared to the other heirs. Isabella was the best-looking one of the bunch I could choose from, but compared to Anna, there was no comparison. Anna was taller, more beautiful, and smarter. She had it all. What was there to be sad about? Sadness is for people who don't have better options. After I showed the video to my dad, He was livid and wanted to march over to the Lockwood's house. I stopped him. I pointed to Anna in the video and said her. My dad went quiet for a moment, looking at my unremarkable features behind my black-framed glasses. Anna est tuning, son. Your families are a match, but I threw my hands up in surrender. A toad that doesn't dream of a swan isn't a good toad, I declared. Besides, Anna is still young. She hasn't seen the world yet. This is your chance, my dad said, clapping me on the shoulder. For the sake of improving the family gene pool, you have to try. The only thing I can improve is our financial situation. I thought of my mom's rather plain face and said nothing. That night, I spent hours studying a dossier I'd paid a premium for, memorizing everything about Anna. For a top student like me, reading it twice was enough to recite it backward and forward. The next morning, for the first time ever, I didn't wait for Isabella to walk to school together. On the security camera feed, I saw her standing outside my gate, frowning impatiently. Noah, you have 3 minutes, she snapped into the intercom. If you're not out here by then, don't bother coming out at all. Pathetic. I ignored her. Now that the arrangement between our families was off, my family's butler and staff had no reason to be polite to her. Mr. Noah has already left, our butler informed her coolly. Isabella's face went dark. The breakfast she was holding, meant for Ryan, slipped from her hand and smashed on the ground. Milk splattered everywhere. How did I know it wasn't for me? Because she never brought me breakfast. I always brought it for her. Our groundskeeper was furious. I just swept here. What the hell is wrong with you? How dare you speak to me like that? Do you want me to have Noah fire you? The groundskeeper rolled his eyes. The deal between your families is off. The partnership between Miller Corp and Lockwood Industries is terminated. Go ahead, try to get me fired. This is just Noah throwing a tantrum, she retorted, her face grim as she walked away. I'll talk him down. The agreement between our families will never be canceled. Isabella and I were desk partners. When I got to school, Ryan was sitting in my seat, my books piled on the teacher's desk. Noah, Ryan said with a smirk, Bella and I want to sit together. We're in our honeymoon phase. Didn't your dad say you should look out for me? Be a good big brother and let us have our space. You wouldn't want people calling you the third wheel, would you? It was clear Ryan hadn't heard that my dad had cut him off yet. My first instinct was to curse him out, but then I saw the empty seat next to Anna behind him. It had been empty for years. My inner drama queen took over. I stood there, frozen, feigning shock and confusion. Just then, Anna walked in. She picked up my books from the teacher's desk and said, Noah, over here. I followed her like a lost puppy, my heart pounding as she placed my books on the desk next to hers. It felt like a scene straight out of a graphic novel. God, I needed to stop reading so many of those that were messing with my head. I forced my voice to tremble with shy, grateful emotion. Anna, thank you. I didn't have breakfast. If you really want to thank me, you can grab me something when you go. I was up late studying last night. I'm exhausted, I need a nap. So, she wasn't just a quiet intellectual. She was the jealous type. She had seen me bring Isabella breakfast every morning and wanted the same treatment. I nodded eagerly. Of course. I believe in equal opportunity. No, wait. Seeing as Anna was an upgrade over Isabella in every conceivable way, I would be much more generous with my affection for her. At the coffee shop, I realized I didn't know what she wanted. I found her in the class group chat and sent a friend request. My message read, Hey, it's Noah. What do you want for breakfast? Then I ordered a bagel and waited. I was a genius. It was the perfect, non-awkward excuse to get her contact info. Anna accepted my request almost immediately and sent her order. I looked at the list, confused. It was a list of everything Isabella hated. Every single item was something Isabella had explicitly forbidden me from buying or even eating myself. Not that I ever listened. I always ate whatever I wanted. On my way back with Anna's breakfast, I ran into one of Isabella's friends, the same guy from the video who had called me a simp. He greeted me with a huge, fake smile. Hey Noah, getting that for Bella? He quickly snapped a picture with his phone and sent it to their group chat. I didn't have to guess what the caption would be, but I didn't stop him. I needed them. These morons were the perfect catalyst to ignite Anna's feelings and make her take the lead. I gave a guy a knowing smile and walked away. When I got to the classroom, Isabella was already there, laughing and joking with Ryan. She looked much happier than when she'd stormed away from my house. She saw me and held out her hand expectantly. "You're back." "Perfect, I'm starving." Anna, who had been napping at her desk, sat up. Her seat was diagonally behind Isabella's. I deliberately avoided Isabella's gaze, keeping my head down as I walked past her. Just as she reached for the bag in my hand, I suddenly sped up, slid into the seat next to Anna, and placed the breakfast on her desk. I pulled a still-warm bottle of milk from my pocket. "Eat it while it's hot. Turns out we have the same taste in food." Anna smiled. Isabella was frozen, the smile plastered on her face. Her friends' mocking expressions equally stuck. "Noah, wasn't that for Bella?" one of them asked. I replied firmly, "She has a boyfriend. Why would I get her anything? Besides, the deal between our families is off. We're done." Our school was an elite prep school. Aside from the kids sent to boarding schools abroad, all the heirs and heiresses of our social circle were here. Some kept a low profile, others didn't, but everyone knew about the impending Miller-Lockwood merger. As my words sank in, I saw a pleased smile curve Anna's lips. Isabella's face, however, turned terrifyingly pale. She stared at me coldly. "Noah, don't you dare. Isabella Lockwood doesn't take back pathetic dogs. Even if you come crawling back, we are finished." I snapped back. "You're the dog. A bitch in heat." My quiet, boring persona was so ingrained in everyone's minds that this was the first time they'd ever heard me swear. Actually, when I'm gaming at home, I'm trash-talking 9 out of 10 sentences. I'm a master of it. But with everyone staring, my face grew hot. This was a public place, after all. I buried my head in my arms on the desk. I could hear Anna's quiet laughter next to me. "Well, look at you, Noah. You've learned to bite back." Anna was so close. The scent of gardenias in the summer air filled my senses. My ears tingled and my heart fluttered. I had to suppress the urge to pin her against the wall. "Be cool, Noah. You have to be cool." Isabella called me old-fashioned because I wouldn't even hold her hand. Did it ever occur to her that it was because her hands were not just unattractive, but also sweaty? I might be a horn dog, but I'm also a germaphobe. Anna's hands were a different story. After our evening study session ended, I packed my books and looked at Anna, hesitating. She capped her pen, her slender, fair fingers a delicate shade of pink. My mind started to wander. This girl was a succubus. "Is there something I can help you with, Noah?" What a clear, elegant voice. I used to have to pay for that on audio apps. Now I was getting it for free. Why was my mind always in the gutter? I forced myself to act normal. "My driver has something to do tonight and can't pick me up." It was a terrible lie. We were a wealthy family. Who has only one driver? Her eyes held a knowing smile, but she didn't call me out. "All right, let's go." "It's on my way," Anna said, falling in a step beside me. It wasn't on her way at all. We both knew it, but neither of us said a word. The ride was quiet. Both of us focused on our review packets. Time flew by, and tomorrow was the SATs. As we pulled up to my house, and I was about to get out, Anna put down her work and took off her custom-made, silver-framed glasses. "Noah, were you thinking of applying to college?" "Probably the one down the street." There was only one. Anna smiled. "Me too. Good luck tomorrow. I hope all this recent drama doesn't affect your performance." I couldn't help but feel a surge of pride. "Of course not. I'm always number one." "I know," she said with a confident smile. "Because so am I." She was so beautiful. I hummed a tune as I walked toward my house, only to be startled by Isabella waiting at my gate. Her face was grim. "Your driver wasn't available. Why didn't you call me?" "I tried calling you, but you didn't answer. Why are you bothering outsiders?" She spat the word outsiders with venom. Initially, since it was on her way, I used to ride home with her family's driver. Then Ryan showed up, and suddenly there was a third person in the car. I have a short temper, and I'm petty. I've always hated being the third wheel. Isabella needed an audience, and Ryan knew how to flatter her. Soon, my voice was drowned out by their laughter. So I started having my own driver take me home. Isabella called me petty and accused me of trying to make Ryan look bad. I asked her, "I'm uncomfortable. I don't like this. Can't you see that?" She gave me a sickening smile. Are you jealous? Noah, you're a Miller. Why are you so hung up on Ryan? He has nothing. You've had everything since the day you were born. What do you want from him? Even your dad says you need to learn to share. Share my fiancé? Is that something you share? I'm sorry, but I can't be that generous. Ryan's situation wasn't my fault, and everything I had wasn't gained by hurting him. I had no obligation to share anything with him. After one particularly nasty argument, Isabella ignored me for months. This time, she couldn't even last a day. People are all the same, especially people like her. As far as I'm concerned, you're the outsider now, Isabella. Do you just enjoy having your cake and eating it too? When you were with me, you were messing around with Ryan. Now that you're with Ryan, you're haunting my doorstep. Were you an octopus? And the reason you couldn't reach me is because I blocked you. Got it? I don't understand how, after everything I said, Isabella only seemed to get happier. Noah, I knew it. You're just jealous. Unblock me right now. I'll pick you up for the exam tomorrow. I won't bring Ryan, okay? Her gentle tone gave me goosebumps. Are you an idiot? Can't you understand plain English? I have an allergy to stupidity. Seriously, no wonder you're always at the bottom of the class. Your brain can't solve a math problem, and it can't understand human language either. You're a lost cause. Just have your dad ship you off to Europe. If it weren't for your family's money, you wouldn't get into any decent college in the States. Isabella didn't get angry at all. She just smiled to herself. Go on, curse me out. It's just your way of showing you care. I know you're upset. We had a deal, remember? As soon as Ryan's depression is better, we get back together. I couldn't take it anymore. I spit on her face. Her eyes widened in shock. I ran back into my house. I had nightmares all night. Isabella was disgusting. The next morning, I woke up half an hour early just to avoid her. I was convinced she was a plan from Ryan sent to sabotage my exam mindset. When Isabella got to class, I was discussing problem-solving strategies with Anna. She shot me a look, her eyes blazing with fury. I didn't even glance her way. Before we left for the testing center, our guidance counselor came in. After giving us the usual instructions, she turned to Ryan. Ryan, you need to go to the bursar's office later and pay for the last few exam fees. Ryan froze, stunned. He glanced at me and whispered to the counselor, Ma'am, I thought those fees were covered for me. The counselor adjusted her glasses. The patron who was funding your scholarship called the school. He has terminated all support. From now on, you're responsible for all your own college expenses. The monthly stipend will also cease. The color drained from Ryan's face, then flushed red as he felt the other student's eyes on him. The counselor asked bluntly, I'm curious myself. What did you do? That man funds the scholarships for every underprivileged student in this entire school, from high school through grad school. As long as you're in school, he covers everything. Ryan, if you're the reason he pulls his funding for everyone, the counselor's face was stone cold. I don't even want to imagine the consequences. You'd better think about what you've done. Clearly, the counselor knew the whole story, which is why she didn't spare him any dignity in front of the class. My father's scholarships came with strings attached, a contract. Ryan had violated the terms, and things were about to get ugly. Ryan turned to me, his voice dripping with venom. This was your plan, wasn't it, Noah? Trying to mess with my head right before the SATs. Well, it won't work. I'm going to ace this exam. Good luck, I said cheerfully. He looked like he was about to choke. I ignored him and focused on my test. After the morning session, I went to the restroom to splash some water on my face. When I came out, I was met with Isabella's disappointed gaze. Noah, you've really let me down. Who asked you to have expectations? I tried to walk past her, but she grabbed my arm and pulled me into an empty classroom. Why did you have to tell your dad about us? She demanded. Now he's cut off Ryan's funding. The money isn't the issue, but do you know how humiliating this is? How could you be so cruel? If the money is no big deal, then have the Lockwoods fund him. Or are you afraid to ask your own father? A knock came at the door. Anna pushed it open. Noah, the proctor is looking for you, she said. I stomped on Isabella's foot. She yelped in pain. I ran out and walked away with Anna. What did the proctor want? Nothing. I was just getting you out of there. I stopped, a slow smile spreading across my face as I leaned closer to Anna. Even good girls lie. Anna's mood seemed to drop. I assumed she was unhappy with her essay performance on the exam. We walked in silence for a while. Just as we were nearing the main hall, Anna suddenly stopped. "Noah," she said, "she's not good for you. Can you please be done with Isabella?" My body froze. A strange, tingling sensation spread through my palm, itchy and numb. My throat went dry. "Yes," I heard my own voice say, trembling slightly. Anna finally smiled. On the afternoon the exams ended, Ryan told me to wait for him. Since he'd gotten with Isabella, he'd been staying at her condo near the school, telling my dad it was a better place to study. Today, for some reason, he wanted to ride home in my car. Of course, I refused. I waited until he was running toward the car door before I told my driver to pull away. Ryan stomped his foot in frustration, his eyes red with fury. Isabella showed up a moment later to comfort him. I could read her lips as she cursed. Then she started making a call. Probably to me, but it wouldn't go through. She threw her phone on the ground in a rage. Of course it wouldn't go through. I had blocked both of them. Isabella, furious, brought Ryan to my house, but my dad had our staff block them at the gate. My dad called Isabella's father. "Get your daughter out of here. Now." Ryan is technically my ward, a student I'm sponsoring. Our families were in the middle of negotiating a merger. "Your daughter dumps my son for him." "Mr. Lockwood, do I have no pride? Does the Miller family have no pride? Now your daughter is causing a scene at my front gate with that boy. Does she want the entire town to see our family's dirty laundry?" Isabella's father apologized profusely. His daughter was clearly in the wrong. When he arrived, he looked like he was about to kill her. He turned to the cowering Ryan and screamed, "You worthless piece of trash. If you hadn't seduced my daughter, none of this would have happened. If you want to stay alive, you'll stay the hell away from her." Ryan was trembling with fear. Isabella stood in front of him. "Dad, I was the one who broke up with him. Don't blame Ryan. Noah's just being petty, making a big deal out of nothing. He's always done what I say. I can calm him down. You don't need to get involved." Isabella's father slapped her across the face. "Are you still dreaming? His father already called me to cancel the entire deal. The video your friend posted went viral. Do you know how much I had to spend to get it scrubbed from the internet? $5 million. All of our relatives have seen it. You've disgraced our family. Now get in the car." Isabella's face was chalk white. "What video?" she asked, bewildered. Her dad shoved his phone in her face. It was the video Ryan's friend had sent me. Isabella was furious. Who the hell filmed this? How did Noah get it? The party that day had been at her family's villa, and only her closest friends were there. There was no way I should have known about it. Ryan looked panicked. The situation had spun completely out of Isabella's control. He tentatively reached for her arm, but her father kicked him to the ground. Isabella tried to help him up, but her dad roared, "Do you want me to cut you off completely? You want me to throw you out on the street?" Isabella knew he meant it. He had other children, illegitimate ones, who were much smarter than her. She had no choice but to leave with her father, defeated. Before she left, she yelled up my window, "Noah, don't be mad anymore. I don't blame you for the video. Just take care of Ryan for me, and we'll call it even." My dad just laughed. "She's completely insane," he muttered. "How do we never notice she was this crazy before?" I just shrugged. She was good at hiding it. I guess this is the real her. Ryan, seeing no one was going to help him, scrambled up from the ground himself. Ryan tried to enter our house, but the butler blocked his path. My dad's voice came through the intercom, "Let him in." As soon as he was inside, Ryan ran to my father, choking back sobs. "Dad, it's not what you think." My dad just laughed coldly. "It's not." My dad played the video, pointing to the screen where Ryan was kissing Isabella on his lap. "Is this fake?" The blood drained from Ryan's face. The video was undeniable proof. My dad tossed his phone aside. "Go upstairs, pack your things, and get out. Our relationship is over." Now Ryan was truly panicking. My dad was a self-made man. He'd grown up poor and couldn't afford an education, which is why now that he was successful, he had a soft spot for smart, underprivileged kids. He funded scholarships for all of them at my school. One of his conditions was that the students were forbidden from dating during their high school years. Ryan was the poorest of them all, but he had sought my dad out himself. His grades weren't good enough for our school, but his cousin, who was a brilliant student, was one of my dad's scholarship recipients. Ryan heard about it and begged his cousin to introduce them. He knelt before my dad, showing him the bruises from his abusive, gambling-addicted father. He had a sick mother and troublemaking twin brothers. In my dad's words, his life was a total disaster. He was too pitiful to ignore. Even though I was against it, my dad brought Ryan to live with us. And then, Ryan set his sights on my fiancée, Isabella. Did Ryan really love her? I doubt it. He just loved taking things from me. He reveled in the moments when my dad would scold me to defend him. He savored the victory of Isabella, choosing him over me. In those moments, Ryan became the center of the universe for the two most important people in my life. So what if you were born rich? So what if you're a good student? I still beat you. That was the arrogant way Ryan looked at me. But now he had finally stumbled. And as much as it pained me, I was also laughing my ass off. It was tragically hilarious. My rival had dug his own grave. Dad, please listen to me. I know what I did was wrong. Please give me one more chance, Ryan pleaded, kneeling before him. I love Isabella, and she loves me. She said we're getting engaged next month. I'm your son too, and she'll still be your daughter-in-law. My dad was shaking with rage, practically screaming for the butler to pack Ryan's things. He pointed a trembling finger at Ryan's face. You're insane. Do you have any idea who the Lockwoods are? Do you know what their net worth is? You're about to go to college. Your grades aren't perfect, but you got to do a good school. You could have graduated and build a life for yourself. Truly change your own destiny. Isabella is just a girl with no power in her family. You think you can marry a rich girl and climb the social ladder? You're dreaming. The only person you can rely on is yourself. Even if Noah and Isabella break up, her next fiancé will be the son of some other tycoon, not the son of a gambling addict. The Lockwoods can't afford that kind of embarrassment. If you don't want to wake up dead one day, I suggest you break things off with her immediately. When you're successful enough that the Lockwoods can overlook your family background, then you can come back and talk to me. I heard Isabella was grounded. She found out who sent the video, but Ryan's friend, terrified, claimed Ryan had put him up to it. Another case of dogs biting dogs. Ryan threatened suicide, but this time, Isabella didn't soften. Her mother came and took back the keys to the condo near the school, and Ryan was kicked out. When the SAT scores were released, Anna and I were separated by only 2 points. I was 2 points higher. Anna's mother came to our house and hinted the graduation party and the thank you dinner for the teachers. Maybe we should host them together? My parents beamed. That's a wonderful idea. We were thinking the same thing. The two of them have been tied for first place in every exam for years. It's such a wonderful coincidence. Anna's mother smiled and nodded. Yes, it is. They've grown up so fast. And with that, the relationship between our two families began to grow closer. Ryan, to his credit, also did very well on the exam, well enough to get into the same university as me. I was slightly annoyed that I would have to see him in college. Anna reassured me. The campus is huge, and we'll have different majors. The chances of running into him are slim. I felt a little better. Isabella didn't get into any good schools and had to go abroad. The day she was leaving, she came to find me. She looked worn out. Everyone who needed to know about my family and Anna's knew. She looked resentful. You couldn't wait a single second, could you? Or were you with her all along? But Isabella, why should I wait for you? Our families are equals. I don't need anything from you. You never understood the meaning of respect. Isabella looked hurt. You were never like this before, Noah. You used to adore me. You listened to everything I said. No matter what I did, you were always on my side. When did you change? Yes, I'd been like that. Not because I was so in love with her, but because I wanted her to treat me the same way. I believed that to receive, you must first give. So I kept giving, waiting for her to reciprocate. But Isabella taught me a valuable lesson. Giving to her was like throwing meat buns at a dog. They never come back. Isabella was a terrible person. She only knew how to take, and she felt entitled to it, never giving anything in return. I'm not an idiot. Of course, I was going to cut my losses and run. I have no comment on those who believe in selfless devotion, but that's not me. I want my return on investment. It's over. Anna and I are official. She asked me out yesterday. And you said yes? Yes. Why wouldn't I? Should I turn down a gourmet meal to keep chewing on a bowl of spoiled leftovers. I'm not an idiot, I said. Her eyes turned red. I'll change, I promise. You'll see a different me, Noah. It was all my fault before. I was fooled by Ryan. He kept playing the victim to manipulate me. I wasn't like this before he came along, you know that. There she went again, shifting the blame. You're never wrong. It's always someone else's fault. Wake up. The world doesn't revolve around you. After getting with Anna, I was well-fed and happy. I even gained a little weight. Anna was right. College was big, and the chances of seeing Ryan were almost zero. I almost never saw him, unless he went out of his way to find me. Today was my dad's birthday. Anna and I were heading home together. As we were leaving campus, we ran into Ryan. He held out a gift box. I earned this with my part-time job. I can't get into your gated community. Could you give this to my godfather for me? Noah, I know I was wrong. I just want to focus on my studies now. I didn't take it. You just want my dad to start funding you again. Forget it. I'm never giving you another chance to get near my father. Ryan's face went pale, and he glared at me with hatred. If you hadn't posted that video online, my reputation wouldn't have been ruined. I got into a top university. Plenty of patrons would have been willing to sponsor me. It's all your fault that I'm in this position. You and your father owe me. Anna let out a cold laugh. Didn't you send that video to Noah yourself, using someone else's account? You have no one to blame but yourself. After that, Ryan never showed his face to me again. I knew Anna had done something, but I was happy to play dumb. Years flew by. After graduation, our families picked a date, and we started planning the wedding. On the day of the ceremony, a call came through on my phone from an unknown number. Anna declined it. Honey, there are so many scam calls lately. We have to go greet the guests soon. Let me hold your phone for you. Sure, I said. I found out later that it was Isabella. When she heard I was marrying Anna, she rushed back from abroad, but Anna had people waiting for her at the airport. Desperate, she borrowed someone's phone and frantically called and texted me. Anna rejected every call. Isabella sent a long, rambling message, begging for me back. Anna, pretending to be me, replied with a single sentence, "Stop texting. My wife will get upset." Then she added, "Gotta go. I need to comfort my wife now." Turns out, she was a drama queen too.